Welcome back to what Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an AMX 40. It's a tier 4 French light tank, and this one's located on the south spawn of Mountain Pass under the command of burntbear. Now, it's a rather unusual looking tank. In fact, many people call it the duck, and with good reason. It does look like it could quack at any moment. Okay, we're off. It's got a very curved hull, and it was actually designed in 1940, hence the AMX 40, and it was due to replace the Samura S35, designed in 1935, but the French never got around to building it, mostly because of the fall of parts that year. Now, the curved hull actually provides very good defence against enemy shells, because most of them just deflect away from it. And he's got a 75mm gun on him, and that's capable of 110 alpha and penetrating up to 74mm of armour. Okay, well, we've got our first customer, Panzer 1C, and I doubt that Panzer 1C can actually penetrate the hull of this tank. Well, we'll see how he gets on. There's also an M3 Stuart up there. And there's a few enemy tanks across the bowl, including an M2 medium. Well, there's been some casualties already. Oh, now he's dialing in on the M2 medium. Fires a nice round in, gets a big hit. Low roll though. Fires another one in, and he's taken out the medium. Fires another one in. He's using standard AP at the moment. He can carry heat rounds. It's got 15 of them and 10 rounds of HE. Now, I've actually played this tank with just HE alone and managed to get a Top Gun with it. It is possible to play it with just HE. It's actually quite a lot of fun. Oh, we've got a customer ahead of us. Okay, BT7, very lightly armoured. Auto aims on, gets a nice high roll hit. Reloading, and that one takes him out. Reload time is 5.35 seconds, so it is quite long. It's incredibly slow, 50 kilometers an hour forwards, 20 backwards. But if you can hang on to that and deal with it, it can actually be quite useful, because not a lot of enemy tanks can actually penetrate you. At least they'll have difficulty getting the weak points. Okay. There was a tank around the corner. There he is, Panzer 38T. That's a German tier 3 tank, a light tank. So the armour on that's very, very light. So I'm sure his shells will actually go through that. Well, doesn't look like he wants to come out. Ah, here he is. Auto aim. First round in, high roll. Second shot will kill him. And he's out the game. That's the third kill. Now, the radio range is not that great actually. As you can see, we don't know what's actually going on in the ice road at the moment because it's just our range. But we do know what's going on the bridge, and it looks like there's a bit of a standoff there with a Matilda preventing our tanks from moving across, and it looks like he's actually moving across the bridge slowly himself. In the meantime, we're making our way all on our own to the enemy cap area. And he's cautiously coming around the corner. Nope, nobody there. Now, one of the weak points on this tank is that area directly across the front. That's where the driver sits. And if you can get a shell into that area, normally it will pen. Of course, the other part that we can easily pen is the cupola. Okay, can see some trees coming down. That's why he stopped. He's fired a round in just to see if there's anybody there. Yes, there is. It's an Su-76 tank destroyer. And that one's auto-aimed, so it hit the rock. Now, can he get a shot on target? Well, he's going to force the Su-76 to come to him. Pull back behind that cover. Oh, no, he's going to go out and try and get it. Ah, there's an M8A1 ahead of us. That's the American Tier 4 tank destroyer. Just trying to work out where it is. I think the Su-76 proxy spotted third there, and that's how the M8A1 was able to shoot him. Yep, he just popped out to have a look. And any second now yep, there goes the M8A1. And now we can see a B1, a Char B1. It was one of those at Tank Fest last year. Absolutely fantastic tank it was. Now, he's making them do the work, and he's trying to work out where they are. Now, you can tell from that M8A1 hit that he's somewhere up in those bushes ahead. But he's still firing at the B1. I go for the cupola. That's normally the easiest to penetrate. Oh, no. Here comes the Su-76. He'll easily pen this. Yep, got that one in. And bounced around from the Su-76 in return. But that's the M8A1 again, and he's still firing HE at us. And he got a hit for 15 hit points. Now there's the Char B1. Now I'd fire for the bushes up there because I think he's behind one of those bushes. But we're still going after the Char B1. With the Char B1, you can either fire through the driver's hatch, which is on the right side of the tank, or you can go for the cupola. And that was a round for 4 hit points, an HE round. And we just took another round from them. There goes the M5. One into his rear. Can we get another one in? No. Oh, no, he's stopped. He's turned around. Now, can we get another round in? That B1 is being very persistent. There goes the M5 Steward again. One round in. Keeps doing that. We'll kill him. Yep, that's it. He's gone. That's our 4th kill. And the Type 91's turned up. Now, this is a Japanese heavy, but very lightly armoured, so he's not really going to survive very many more shots. Yep, that's it. Goodbye. He's back in the garage. Now, where's that? There's the Su-76. Now, we're using this rock as nice cover and dialing in. And that's the end of him. And he got him with a heat round this time. Now, he's auto-aimed onto the Char B1. And he gets hits. No, he's pulled back behind the rock. Oh, that one worked. 120 hit points this time. Going for it. And that one worked. 121, one more shot. And the Char B1's gone. Yes! And that worked very nicely indeed. So he's only got one heat round left, unfortunately. But we do know that that M8A1 is still up there. And we've got 7 kills now. So we've got the Top Gun. But unfortunately, we can't get a Radley Waters because they don't award them below Tier 5. So even if he were to get another kill, he's not going to get a Radley's. But it certainly looks as if he's possibly got a high caliber as well as the Top Gun. And there's the M8A1. There we go. He's just gone behind that rock. And the only other enemy is a Lux. And according to the minimap, he's actually gone goating on one of the hills. Now, that area is actually going to be out of bounds when they bring out the next version, 1.4. So you won't be able to go goating because those areas will just be inaccessible. And I think a lot of people will appreciate that because not everybody knows where the routes are to climb up onto the hills. And those people who were goating were getting a serious advantage over other players. Okay, the M8A1's around the corner. one shot. We locked on and we've got a kill. So that's 8 kills. There's only the looks still to kill and we're capping. Now I hope the cappers realise that you actually gain more XP and more credits if you can kill all the remaining enemy. So it's better to actually kill all than cap on some occasions. There's only one enemy left and there's 6 on the team, so they've certainly got the time to kill him. 4 minutes 45 seconds to go, and that looks is somewhere up there. There he is. Now maybe the people, if they go up onto the mount just above the cap, they might be able to shoot at this looks. He's obviously mounting goated up there. Well, I don't think there's any way that he's going to actually be able to get up on top of that hill. You can see that the HE rounds that they were firing were actually hitting home. One actually hit the weak spot, that driver's area I told you about, and it actually penetrated. But you can see the burntbear has actually gone all the way round to try and get shots on the looks from a different direction, but they've capped out, so okay, they've ended the game early. And let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for burntbear in the AMX 40. And in fact, it's his first ace tanker because we've got the scrolls underneath the M. He also managed to get a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive hits on the enemy. He got a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A duelist badge for taking down 2 enemies who did damage to him during the battle. Of fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A cool headed for blocking or surviving 10 penetrating or 10 ricochets or non-penetrating hits in a row. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he got 8. But the win 8 was 30,765, which is more than Super Unicum standard. That's an incredibly high win 8 for that game. But it seems that burntbear was doing a huge amount of work, wiping out the enemy heavies and making his way towards the cap. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go. Just look at that. 1,772 hit points of damage. And the highest scorer on the enemy team was their Matilda with 1,168, and he picked up a cool headed and a top gun as well. Now you might be wondering, why are there so few players shown on this map when there was 15 on either side? Well, that's because there were bots in play. And in this particular battle, which is on the SEA server, the rest of the team was made up of bots. And of course, he managed to defeat a number of them during that game. We can see that burntbear managed to get 8 kills, which was higher than the Matilda, who only got 6. And when it came to base XP, he got 1,263. The Matilda only 647. So very well played. Let's have a look at the detailed report. He fired 32 rounds. He got 25 direct hits and 19 penetrations. Did damage of 1,772 hit points, of which 261 were at more than 300 meters. He received 24 hits from the enemy. 21 of those were non-penetrating and 3 as a result of splash, and those are the HE rounds that kept hitting him. And he blocked damage of 305 hit points in total. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, destroyed 8 of the enemy, and did damage assistance of 49 hit points. On the credit side, he earned 36,149 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and remember he did use an awful lot of heat ammo, he actually made a deficit of 4,064 credits from that game alone. But he did pick up 2 bonds, and he also earned 1,894 XP, got 569 for completing the mission and events, and his total came to 2,463 experience points altogether. So, as he said, some fun in the lower tiers, and yes, it was a bit of fun actually, because the AMX 40, it's not totally invincible actually. That looks could have actually finished off an AMX 40. Its shells do have the necessary penetration to to actually go through the side of an AMX 40, but that player just decided he wanted to stay on top of the hill rather than come down and fight, which is a bit of a pity, really. But there you go. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.